Good Monday morning. This is the PM edition. You're getting it in the afternoon because we've got some new stats that I promised we'd be adding this week, and I had to get them ready. So here's what we've got going this week. Tomorrow up in Albany and Corvallis, it's Tech Tuesday, so Josh will be up there in the Albany office at 10:30, over in Corvallis around 2. So if you've got anything you need help with technology-wise that you didn't sign up for or we're not already helping you with, make sure to drop in and see Josh tomorrow. Advanced practices. Linda's having, I believe it's the second week of her advanced practices series this Thursday. So she's already started, but if you need advanced practices and you didn't get in on that, contact Linda because she can certainly help you get caught up, I'm sure. We've been sending out reminders of the RE/MAX Agent Appreciation event that's in Portland next Tuesday. We've asked people to RSVP and we've sent those names up to the region, but we can add a few more people. So if you or some of your colleagues at other offices are interested in going, remember that speaker is talking about mobile technology and kind of what's going on in the tech world. That's from 1 to 4 up in Portland. We sent flyers. If you need any more information, just check with the front desk. They've got the information on that. So again, that is next Tuesday, the 19th. No cost for that event. Of course, it's being paid for by RE/MAX. I have been talking for a couple weeks about each Monday from now on, I'm going to be sending you stats along with this Monday morning memo. So actually, if you go back out to the screen where you clicked on the Monday morning memo, the email, you'll see there's an attachment, and the attachment is Monday's stats. And you can open that attachment. It's simply an Excel spreadsheet. There's one for Lane County, Lynn County, and Benton County, so whatever your market is. I'm going to kind of go through those stats a little more in detail today on the camera than I usually will. I'll mention a couple on the camera each week. But the hope is that you're going to take these stats and then you can do something for your clients. Maybe you do a Monday morning memo from yourself that you, like I'm doing today to you, that you email to your clients. You could just use those stats, just glance at them and have talking points. So when you're out listing and selling this week, you've got talking points. You could email the stats in their written form out to your clients. I just want you to have the best information as you're out talking on the street. And as I've said before, and we did get some feedback, which we incorporated into that. David Smith actually responded with some feedback of some stats he'd like. I appreciate that, David, and we've incorporated some of those in here. If there's some stats that you're like, wow, it'd be nice to know, blah, 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 let me know and we'll incorporate those. So here's the ones we're doing at this point every week for each county. And we're going to be telling you how many listings were taken in the last week under $200,000 and how many new listings came in over $200,000. We're going to be talking about how many new pendings came in last week. This is in the MLS wide for each county. How many came in under 200,000, how many over 200,000, how many transactions closed, so listed, pending, and closed over and under 200,000, and then some numbers that people have been asking about, and Rowena and Heather have worked hard this morning to get these worked out. The percentage of new listings that came in that were distressed properties, distressed meaning they're either marked as short sales or REO, and the percentage of pendings that were distressed, and the percentage of closed that were distressed. So I'm going to go over those numbers in just a minute, but I always say I'm going to keep under 3 minutes, so I'm going to move on. But at the tail of this, I'm going to go over these numbers, and they're also on your spreadsheet. Business tip I wanted to talk about. There's lots of talk right now about mobile websites and QR codes. Remember, those are the funny little codes that you use a QR reader for. And also a lot of stuff coming up on texting, where you can text information in for a listing. As our brokerage, I'm working on, along with Scott and Patty, we've been working on introducing a program that's going to give all of our agents QR codes for your listings, mobile websites, meaning when somebody goes to your listing, instead of seeing it on a regular website where they're having to scan back and forth on your phone, it's going to be formatted for whatever mobile device. And the technology is smart enough to know when they went to that listing or that web page whether they came from a device like an iPhone or a Droid or whatever, or whether they came from a regular computer. So it'll format it accordingly. So don't go out and spend money on mobile website, texting, that type of thing. We'll be introducing in the next 2 weeks a program that'll include all of the agents at no cost. You're going to be able to get QR codes, text information for your listings, as well as mobile websites. So that's coming up. I just don't want people out spending money because there's lots of vendors that want to sell you stuff, and that's something we're going to be providing you as a benefit of being in integrity. This week's birthdays. Belinda Peterson has a birthday tomorrow, and Heather Sprinkle up in Corvallis on Saturday's got a birthday. Anniversaries this week. Today, Gary Reyes has been here 6 years, another 10, 12 years. I think we're going to have him trained. Thanks, Gary, for being with us. It's great agents like you that makes us wonderful. The talking point of the week. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. So now, before I go, if you want to check out now, you can look at these in writing only, but let me go over them real quick. And again, we usually won't be going over this detail on the stats. The new listings in MLS this week in Lane County, for instance, we took 46 listings in MLS-wide, under 200,000, over 200,000, 64 listings. Skipping to the percentage of distressed listings, of those listings that were distressed that went into the system last week only, 21% were distressed properties, short sales, foreclosures. 41% of the pendings, of the pending sales that went pending in Lane County in the 7-day period, 41% were pending, and 47%, almost half, were distressed properties. That's a question we get a lot. How much of the market's distressed properties? Well, looking at this quick week in a snapshot, which we'll look at each week, about half, which is a big percentage. In Lynn County last week, for instance, the percentage of properties that came in that were distressed properties in Lynn County, new listings 18%, percentage of distress that were pending 36%, and percentage of closed properties were 44% were distressed. Corvallis over in Benton County, a whole different story. The percent of the listings that were distressed, 0.07. And the percent of the listings that went pending that were distressed, however, was 50%. So half of the pendings were distressed properties over in Benton County. However, none of the properties that closed were distressed. So that's what I've got for this week. Again, make sure to take a look at those stats. They're going to be there every week, and they're for you. If there's additional stats you want, I'm happy to provide them. Have a great week in the sunshine.